quite a few. Do you know where they come from? Your environment. You're not born with them, are you? In fact, you know, Stanford did a study back in 1990 and they released it. And it makes me a little upset that Stanford does all of these amazing studies, but they never release it to the general public. And I had been part of this amazing group that would bring the Stanford professors over and talk about the studies as they were released. And I thought this was really amazing. 98% of everyone born, despite ethnicity, despite income of their family, despite where they're born, are born with a genius capacity. So all of you are geniuses. Well, except you. But the difference is our environment robs that genius capacity from us. Our parents telling us no, the negativity on the news, when children are taught that we're in war, that there is crime all around. It affects the psyche of the child, and it diminishes 25% until the age of 21, 2% are left. I thought I was stupid growing up. I stuttered, dyslexia, ADD. I mean, I had the cards stacked against me big time. I had to learn to read by putting a ruler under the line and separating the words with my 2 fingers. It's really hard to get through high school, let alone college, trying to do that. I mean, today, I don't know what it was. Maybe it's because I knew I was going to be speaking. My dyslexia kicked up big time today. And it was like I was writing words with the letters reversed, and I'd look at the word and I couldn't figure out what I was writing. You know, I just wrote it 5 minutes before, sometimes 30 seconds before. Well, what is it that you could do to bring back that genius? So it starts first with the belief in yourself. And I found that to be one of the hardest things there is. Because if your parents didn't believe enough in you to keep you in being a genius, how do you believe enough in yourself? So this is what I came up with. There is no one on this earth who deserves to judge me or anyone else. They haven't earned that right. Would you agree? Mm-hmm. Right? There's no one here born that can say I'm smarter than you and you shouldn't and you can't. So what is it that's keeping you from being your genius? I was actually 43 years old before I knew I had an IQ of 144. I literally did not know I was smart. I could remember stuff. I wrote COBOL, taught myself COBOL, taught myself HTML, Fortran. I mean, you can't be stupid and learn those things. But I did it, so I just figured anybody could do it. Now, how many of you do that? Because you know something, you figure it's easy. You figure it's natural. Right? Well, your talents are given to you for a purpose. If you are good with music in any way, whether it's instruments or listening, you have a destiny to use that talent. You can't imagine the first time that I had to speak in front of a group of people, right? I stuttered, I was shy, it was miserable for me. I had a mentor, and he said for an entire year, Sharon, get over it. Now, wouldn't it be great if it was that easy, right? Somebody said, well, just be 6 foot tall. Oh, okay. That's how easy that seemed to me. So I ended up where I agreed to go to lunch with Ed, and he takes me to a Lions Club meeting. And just before they finished eating lunch, he leans over, he said, oh, by the way, you're the speaker today. Did it just get warm in here? I got up, rather than embarrass him, I have no idea what I said for 20 minutes. And once a month, he would pick me up and take me to Rotary, Lions, or Kiwanis. I would not be standing here today if it hadn't been for Ed. I have 3 people I mentor all the time because of Ed. How many people do you know that you could mentor? How many people could you in your lifetime mentor? To to help them get through something that you've already accomplished. See, we can all make the world a better place. It just, do we take the time to do it? So one of the things I love to do is speak on cruises. Doesn't it sound like fun? A paid vacation. I love that. So I go every 2 or 3 years, I go on a cruise. And I was on this cruise going down to Belize. And one of the other speakers was activist, a political activist. And first off, that just makes me nervous. And secondly, I really don't care. And he asked, when he found out that I had coached people to do speaking, if I would come in and critique him at one of his presentations. So his presentation was talking about going home and getting all riled up and getting people active and politically and fighting this and fighting City Hall. And whew, it's exactly what I don't like about political forums, right, is it stirs people up. I think if I go out and I read to a bunch of grammar school kids, or read to seniors who can't read to themselves anymore, that I'm doing more good in my community than stirring people up to be politically active. It's just my opinion. So he asked me what I thought of his presentation, and I said, what have you done in your community to make it a better place? And he says, oh, I'm too busy. All right, so here's what I think. We all touch each other. You know the 6-foot rule? I think it's like 3 inches, right? So when you know that you're going to live in a community, it's up to you to make that community better.